Welcome to a museum spotlight video. We are here in the Barnstormer area, the interval between World War I and World War II. I'm going to show you an important aircraft, the consolidated PT-1, Patrol Trainer Number 1. After World War I, there was a real need to have a new trainer to train young pilots to fly. This filled that need. It was unique in that it had a metal fuselage frame of tubing, but the rest of it was pretty much what characterized aircraft of that era. Open cockpits, fabric covering, external control surfaces, external wires, flying wires to support the wings, double ailerons to improve maneuverability, and an engine without a cowling to improve cooling and to make maintenance easy. If you look at this, I will admit it's not the most attractive aircraft in the museum. But I said it was important. Why was it important? Well, training as an aviator in post-World War I is a very dangerous thing. They would crack up frequently with injuries and often death. Two of the major problems were landing difficulties and inadvertent stall spins. This aircraft, because of its low approach speed and wide landing gear, was noted to be easy to land. It also had the reputation of being easy to recall from a spin. In fact, it was so reliable, the pilots called it Old Trusty. If you flew Old Trusty, you could come home. Now, to look at this, you wouldn't think it was an important aircraft. Why is it important? Well, there are only 221 made, and only 2 exist, but scarcity doesn't make it important. I said this was a consolidated PT-1. A man named Reuben Fleet on the East Coast put 2 aircraft companies together, made them consolidated. In 1935, he brought that company to San Diego, merged with another company to become Convair, and during the war built V-24s and PT-Y Catalinas, protecting our country during the Great War experience. And that company then became the Convair division of General Dynamics. General Dynamics built the Atlas rockets that went into space. So this very first commercial product of consolidated aircraft was our first step to the moon. Secondly, and I think more importantly, in 1929, a young Air Corps lieutenant climbed in the back cockpit, put a canvas cover over him so he could not see outside, put a safety pilot in front, and for the very first time took off from an airfield in Long Island, flew 15 miles and landed without ever having looked outside. That became the very first flight by instrument conditions and spawned the growth of that style of flying that's given us the safety ability to fly in clouds at high altitudes at night, the way all commercial air flights are today. That young lieutenant was a man named Doolittle, became General Doolittle, winner of the Congressional Medal of Honor and the hero of the raid on Tokyo in World War II. A very unique and wonderful, successful man. The San Diego International Airport opened in 1928. And it was first called Lindbergh Field after Charles Lindbergh's famous flight across the Atlantic. The very first aircraft to land at that field was this model aircraft carrying the then mayor of the city of San Diego. It's an important aircraft for San Diego. That's why we have it on a pedestal. Come and see Old Trusty and the other exhibits we have in this museum, learn their stories, and thank you for your time.